Hi, I'm Pastor Kurt, and this is your 5-minute Bible study. Today, we're going to be looking at Ruth chapter 1. Now, the book of Ruth was set during the time of the Judges, but it focuses on one specific family, the family of Naomi. Now, Naomi was married to a man named Elimelech. And Elimelech was from Bethlehem, and they had 2 sons. This family ends up moving to Moab. Well, while they're there, the 2 sons get older and they end up marrying Moabite women. So now we have 6 people in the family. Well, by the time we get through the first 5 verses of this book, we discover that Elimelech and the 2 sons have died. So all that we have left are the women in the family, Naomi and her 2 daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah. And it is Orpah, not Oprah, as in Oprah Winfrey. It's O-R-P-A-H. Well, given that it's just the women who are left, that's not a good condition for women to be in at that time. When there's no men in the household to take care of them, the women are pretty much stuck. So they need to find somebody to take care of them. They need to find some sort of help. So Naomi decides to head back to Bethlehem. And she's looking out for her 2 daughters-in-law and tells them to go back home to Moab. Go back to their families of origin and look for new husbands, because there's nothing Naomi can do for the 2 of them now. Well, Orpah decides to go back home. She accepts that permission from Naomi and she heads back home. So there's no need to blame Orpah here for leaving. Naomi told her to go back. Ruth, however, decides to stay with Naomi. She says, "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay, and your God will be my God." That last bit is especially important because Ruth may not have worshipped the God of Abraham, but now when she follows Naomi, she agrees to worship this God. This is a big change for Ruth. She is leaving her old familiar life and she's going with Naomi, even though she has no idea where they're going or what they're going to do or how they're going to take care of themselves. Naomi at first pushes Ruth, say, no, why don't you go back with Orpah? Well, Ruth is insistent. She says, "Don't push me away, I will stay with you." This relationship between Naomi and Ruth is a wonderful one. It shows this wonderful dynamic between these 2 women and how they both care for each other. As you read the rest of the book, you'll see how Ruth cares for Naomi and also how Naomi cares for Ruth. As we look especially at this first chapter and Ruth's dedication to Naomi, I want you to think about who has been a Ruth to your Naomi. When you are going through some really, really hard times, when you're not sure what the future holds, maybe you've experienced a whole lot of death at once and you don't know what to do, have you had anyone in your life who has acted like Ruth? Has there been anybody who says, "I'm going to stick with you through this? Even if you're trying to push me away, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to stay with you"? Or flip it around. Have you ever been a Ruth to someone else's Naomi? Have you ever known anyone who was going through a really hard time? Somebody who was scared of the future, someone who was deep in grief, or whatever the case may be. But you said to them, "I'm sticking with you. You might try to push me away, but I'm right here with you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay." That is an amazing kind of dedication. It's an amazing commitment, and it's an amazing love. We don't get a whole lot of stories in the Bible about women relating to each other, especially within the family, but this story of Ruth and Naomi is beautiful. It's a really short book. It's only like 4 chapters long, so that's why I'm only doing 1 video on the entire book. But I encourage you to read the rest of it to see how this story plays out. And as you read it, again, think about who is a Ruth to your Naomi, And who is a Naomi to your Ruth? There's your 5-minute Bible study for today. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.